Good morning. I'm headed off on another trip. This will be an overnight trip, a 2-day trip. As you can see, I'm in a little bit of different surroundings here. This is a rental car. My RAV4 is in the shop. I hit a deer not too long ago, and so it's in the shop for about a week, and my insurance gave me this. This is a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. Nice car. It's got like 8,000 miles on it. Pretty new. Still has the new car smell. The first thing I did when I got this car was check the back seats to see if they folded down flat, and they do. And so to me that meant it was meant to be, and it was time to go on a little trip. I'm going to be exploring some pretty remote parts of Utah on this trip later today and tomorrow. And between now and later today, I'm going to be exploring some things that are closer to civilization, but still off the beaten track a little bit. Things that a lot of people don't see. And so I'm going to hit the road. It's 10:20. I'm going to drive. So I live in Ogden, Utah, a city in northern Utah, which is about 35 minutes north of Salt Lake City. And I'm going to drive to the Provo area. Provo is about 45 minutes south of Salt Lake. And there's a canyon there called Provo Canyon. Really beautiful canyon. And so I'm going to go there and look for some Native American rock art and check out some waterfalls. And yeah, just have a nice day. And then I'll hit the road and go to some more remote areas after that. So I'm here to find two sets of Native American rock art. Both of these are not well known at all. One of them especially is barely known at all. In fact, I haven't seen any mention of it online. I saw it randomly in one person's video, but I've never seen it mentioned in a book or anywhere else online. So I'm going to try to find that one first. That is a pictograph, meaning that it has been painted onto the rock. And then I probably won't be able to find that one because I don't know where it is in this canyon. I have a hunch, but I'm not entirely sure. And then the second spot is pictographs, which are pecked or carved into the rock. And I'm about 90% certain I know where those are. I have some GPS coordinates that I think will lead me there. This is my ride for this trip. This is the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Here in the beautiful canyon. Let's go check out the river over here. Also, if this video looks or especially sounds different, it's because it is. I'm using my old camera, the camera that I normally use. It broke, and so I returned it. I had an extended warranty on it, so I got a couple $100 back, and I haven't yet bought a replacement. And so the next handful of videos here are going to be using this old camera. It's not my favorite, it's not ideal, but gets the job done. So I struck out looking for the pictographs along the river. I thought they might have been here. They weren't. There's another place further up the canyon that I'll check. But if nothing else, it was nice to walk along the river. It's the Provo River. In summer, you can tube down it, or kayak down it, or raft down it. Apparently it's also a really amazing place for fly fishing. Cassie and I tubed down it a couple summers ago. It was a lot of fun. I'll put some pictures here. And if I have video footage, I'll put the video footage too. I don't remember if I do or not. And now, having momentarily given up on the pictograph hunt, I'm hiking up the side of the canyon to look for the petroglyphs. Okay, I think I'm in the right general area. I think some of these rocks have the rock art on them. Just gonna wander around a bit and see what I can find. Just about 2 minutes after I said that, I think I found the first ones, and I see a couple more up the hillside here. These ones are faint. You can Can you see it? This is definitely man-made here. This looks like a sun right here. You can see the rays of the sun. I don't know if this is showing up on the camera. And then up here, we've got these carvings. Looks like some more over on this side. Then uphill more. These ones are really easy to see. I think probably all of this has been worked, but can't really see too much of it right now. Got some more right next to the ground here. Just some lines carved into the rock. There are some more faint ones on this boulder. Again, just kind of indistinct scratching away over here. Don't know what it is. This looks like maybe a spiral or some concentric circles. And then on the other side, and then some more figures. We've got something here, these. Looks like an upside down person. Another person here. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if these are showing up well on camera, but here's a head, one arm, another arm, leg. This rock right here, this flat rock, has a little dish or depression in it. I think this might be a metate used to grind corn in. They would have another rock, but one much more round than this, and they would use it to grind up the corn. There's a cool snake here. I like that a lot. This one looks old. I often wonder why the Native Americans chose to put the rock art where they put it. Because this rock right here, this big boulder, this thing is a good, 5 feet high and 3 or 4 feet across. And it has this varnish, this patina on it, this dark patina, that would be perfect for petroglyphs, but there's nothing on here. So down at the start there were a few boulders that had the majority of the rock art on them, but this whole hillside is covered in boulders. And so I've been wandering around for, half hour, 30, 45 minutes, something like that, trying to see if there were any others in the area. And I came across, I think, some other ones that are pretty far away from that lower group. Nothing super spectacular, but you can see up here, we've got kind of a horizontal line with lots of vertical lines through it. And then down here, kind of a horizontal line with vertical lines coming off of it. And then this might be there's something down here, I don't know what it is. This canyon, Provo Canyon, is known for its waterfalls. This one is unnamed as far as I know, and I've never been to that one. But I think there are trails that go, in that general direction. I'm gonna hike down the hillside back to my car and then drive up the canyon more to a couple of more accessible waterfalls. On the way down, I decided to take a little side trail to see where it went. Sure enough, it's leading to some more rock art. Here's my hand for some scale. Okay, I'm at the parking area now for Bridalveil Falls. Seems like, every state has at least a couple of Bridalveil Falls, but this is the Utah one. It's probably the most famous waterfall in Utah and one of the largest in Utah. Probably the most popular in Utah. It's a really cool waterfall. I'm not going to spend too much time there, but The little path here. It takes 5 or 10 minutes walking down the paved path to get to the waterfalls, so let's do it. This waterfall is crowded. A lot of people are here. I'm going to go up to another waterfall up the canyon. I'm going to try to hike up to the base of it. Been up there once, but it was probably like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. So it's been a while and I don't really remember it. Now that is a much more enjoyable waterfall experience for me than Bridalveil. There are no people here. It's much smaller, not as spectacular, but you get it all to yourself. Driving through the town of Eureka. I've always wanted to stop to see what this thing is, and I've never done it, so decided to stop here. The Bullion, Beck and Champion Mining Company headframe. So this thing is 65 feet tall, and there was a mine under here, directly under it, a mine shaft that went straight down, and so this was used to lower things in and out of the mine. That is really cool. I'll stand underneath it for scale. Eureka is an interesting little town. It's a mining town. It's up kind of perched, kind of in a pass in the mountains. And it's, I think, the closest thing Utah has to some of the old mining towns that I've seen in Nevada, like I think Tonopah and Ely. It just feels like an Old West mining town. And it's really interesting to drive through. It's definitely a town in decline. It almost feels like a ghost town as you're driving through it. Alright, I just turned off of the main highway. Paul Bunyan's Woodpile Geologic Feature Trailhead 3.2 miles. That is where I'm going. Alright, I'm at the trailhead here. There's a little spiel about the woodpile that I will read to you once I get there. It's a mile to hike there, each way. So it'll take between 20 and 30 minutes for me to hike there. There's this pretty little meadow up here with these beautiful small purple flowers. And here is the woodpile. There are 3 different fins of rock like this, right next to each other. One of them has an arch in it. So that's the one that I want to find. I think this trail leads to the top of the formations. From there I can scramble down and find the arch. You can see why it's called Paul Bunyan's Woodpile. Looks like a bunch of railroad ties stacked up. This is pretty cool. I like this a lot. Really strange formation. Basically, it's lava that was cooled, and when it cooled, it hardened into these kind of hexagonal pillars, and then they were lifted up and then turned on their side, and so now they look like stacks of wood. Let me read you the sign that's up here. It says that the woodpile is a cluster of lava logs formed about 30 million years ago. The logs were formed when a lava flow cooled into orderly columnar joints having 3 to 6 sides. The columns measure about a foot in diameter and up to 15 feet in length. This formation was on the rim of the caldera that collapsed due to a void left when lava flowed out from under the caldera. Basin and range faulting caused the formation to tilt onto its side. Erosion has exposed the formation we now see. So there's a problem. I was just looking at the footage on my camera and trying to film some more stuff, and I think my camera broke. It fell over on its little tripod. The wind blew it over, and I think it messed up the lens. It's not focusing anymore, so chalk up yet another destroyed. I don't know how many cameras I've gone through. So I'm filming on my phone. The problem is that I don't have unlimited space on my phone, obviously. And also there's no wind muff on my phone, so when the wind's blowing it's really annoying. But I'm approaching the arch. That is really cool. That is so cool. How does something like this form? That's crazy. This layer of stones is not solidly in there. You can kind of see some gaps. So if you do come here, I wouldn't touch these ones. Very cool place though, very interesting and unique place. And there are other places similar to this that aren't quite stacked quite like this, but that have the same structure, like Devil's Tower in Wyoming and Devil's Post Pile in California. All the same kind of thing, all this columnar basalt. Alright, it's getting late. It'll be dark in like an hour, so I need to get back to my car and find a campsite. I passed several campsites on the way in here, coming in. Finding a spot won't be an issue, I just need to get to the spot. And I'm pretty bummed about my camera. That camera is, it's had a brush with death once before. It died and I had to buy a new camera. And then that new camera died a couple weeks ago, and so I brought out the old camera and I kind of brought it back to life, but now it's dead again, and so it's a mess. I think I might actually have to cut my trip short. If I can't film tomorrow, might not be worth it. It might be a better use of my time to just go home and get some work done. I don't know. But it's a bummer. Definitely a bummer. I don't care about the camera itself. I mean, it was mostly dead anyway. I care about losing a travel day, potentially tomorrow. Now this would be a pretty awesome campsite. There's even a fire ring over there. But it's right next to the road, and it'll probably be pretty windy tonight. So I think I'm gonna go back down the road a little bit. I'm just 1 minute from the trailhead over there. I think I'm gonna hop back in the car and go down a little bit, and there were some pinyon juniper forests that I think I'll camp in. Okay, I found a campsite. Like I said, it's just down the road from the last spot between Paul Bunyan's Woodpile and the highway. People have camped here before. There are a couple of fire rings. I'm probably 100 feet back from the road, so that's nice. This will be good because it'll cut down on the wind a little bit, which when I'm sleeping isn't a big deal, but I want to do some more filming in the morning. And with this camera, my phone, it doesn't do well with the wind noise, and so it is a big deal to try to find a spot that's less windy. For dinner, I've just got a peanut butter sandwich and an apple. I'm going to shoot an entirely separate video in the morning that is an overview of my camping setup in the Grand Cherokee over there. That's why I haven't really shown it to you very much. But yeah, that's all for today. Apart from that, I guess that's all I've got to say. So, see you guys in the morning. Good morning. I'm camped here on the edge of the West Desert in central Utah. I'm gonna boil some water now for breakfast. I think I'll have some oatmeal, and maybe I'll make some more water for some tea. I'm still not entirely sure what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm not gonna go further south into the desert like I was going to initially, and there's only so much space on my phone, and so I can't do too much, but I think I will see some interesting things today. On my way back home, I'll pass by some stuff, and yeah, we'll see what I end up seeing, because I'm not entirely sure yet. I already shot this morning a full tour video of my camping setup in this Grand Cherokee rental, but I'll just give you a quick little look at it here. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. This is the kind of thing you can really do in any SUV. I slept very comfortably last night. I'm probably about an hour and a half from the first stop of the day. And again, I'm not going to film too much of the drive back out there because I need to save some storage space on my phone. I'm passing through Eureka again, that little old mining town in the mountains. I just wanted to show you what it looks like a bit more. Just a really interesting old town. There's a museum here. I just passed it, Tintic Mining Museum. Okay, it is 12:18. I am in Draper, Utah, which is part of the greater Salt Lake City area. It's about 15 miles south of Salt Lake, but it's still kind of just all suburbs between here and Salt Lake. It's connected to Salt Lake. I am at the Rocky Mouth Trailhead. There is it's really weird. It's a trailhead with room for like 6 cars, basically in a neighborhood. And I think part of the trail, you're like on a sidewalk going through a neighborhood. Anyway, there's a waterfall I want to go to here that I've never been to. Yep, walking on a sidewalk here, past some nice houses. This is weird. It goes between 2 houses. Beautiful little waterfall. Only takes 10 minutes to hike here too. Okay, so I got back to my car and I drove about 25 minutes away to the north and to the west a little bit, and I am at the world's first KFC franchise restaurant. So this isn't the first KFC, that was, I presume, in Kentucky somewhere, but this is the first franchise. I am in Murray, Utah, and just a little bit south of Salt Lake City. And I've always wanted to come here. I've known this has been here for years, but I've never been here. I don't even really like KFC all that much. I think it's pretty overpriced for what you get. I think that out front there's a statue of Colonel Sanders, and then inside there might be some kind of memorabilia, like KFC memorabilia or a display or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's go check it out. Colonel Sanders on the left with the guy who franchised the restaurant on the right. And then over here above the door it says, "Welcome to the home of the world's first Kentucky Fried Chicken." Well, that was KFC. It had a buffet in there. I've never seen a KFC with a buffet in it. Is that a common thing? Strange. I'm gonna see one more thing today, and then I think I'll end the video there before I start the final leg of my drive home. Okay, so I'm at a cemetery. I know cemeteries aren't everyone's cup of tea. I really like cemeteries. I think they're beautiful, very peaceful places. There's one grave here in particular that I want to find that's very unique and interesting. You know, I hope this doesn't come across as being macabre or voyeuristic or anything like that. But there is an interesting gravesite here, and so I want to go find it and show it to you. Here is the headstone. Stephen Allen Ford, may the force be with you always. So this guy was an ordained Jedi priest, hence the Star Wars quote. Apparently this guy was the first ordained Jedi priest in Utah, and I read online that he performed weddings with the lightsaber hanging from his hip, which is very interesting. You know, it's interesting to think about the different paths that people's lives take. As I was walking to his headstone, I passed by, you know, Catholic crosses and pictures of Mormon temples on the headstones, and then there's also the Star Wars quote. It's just very, very interesting. I also read that he took his own life when he was 30-ish years old, which is, of course, a terrible thing. It's a tragedy. So on this somewhat somber note, I think I'm going to end the video here. Yeah, hope you enjoyed today's adventures, and hope you saw some things that you hadn't seen before and that you didn't think you would see before. And let me know what your favorite part was. I appreciate you watching. And I'm heading back home now. I'm probably 45 or 50 minutes from home. And I'm excited to get back and get back into my normal little routine here. Even though I was only gone for just a little bit over 24 hours, it's still good to get back. Leaving is always exciting, and getting back is always exciting. And yeah, thanks again for watching.